Hello, everyone. It's another Wednesday with your fertility specialist. I'm your host for today's session, Ruth Ogogo. On behalf of Alps Hospitals, I welcome you to an interesting session with us today. I know that we're going to have a good time with you guys. Today, we're talking about every couple's fertility journey is different and why you shouldn't compare your treatment with someone else. Why should individuals' treatments be different from another? I mean, this person's treatment should be different from another. Why? That's why is each couple's fertility journey unique? And to have this discussion with us today, we have Dr. Deborah Olubi. Dr. Deborah, it's good to have you with us today.
Thank you, Ruth. It's always a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, viewers.
You look good today, I must say. Even though, as
Thank you.
always, boy, I need to comment today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
viewers, as we get started, please share this link with someone, call up someone. If you have your questions, drop them, your thoughts, your opinion, please would be awaiting them. We'll be awaiting to see them in the comment section. And we hope to have a good time with you right now as we get started. Please once again call up someone and share this link. We're always happy to have you guys engage us in whichever way you can. So I'm hoping to have an interesting time with you, our viewers today. Dr. Deborah, once again, it's good to have you with us today.
Thank you very much.
So, we have a lot of people go through fertility issues at one point or the other, either maybe first time or the ones that have had a child and then they are now struggling to. I think it has become common than what it used to be. Like it's more common. Fertility issues that people deal with now seems to be very common. I mean, 1 out of 10 people, or even 2 out of 10 people, are battling with fertility issues. So it's becoming a thing of concern. Before, maybe it was 1 out of 100, but now in every 10,
Yeah.
there must just be one person that
It's
might
even said
be.
that out of six couples in 10 couples, about
Yeah.
six might be battling
So
with
you see, it's this
fertility
is
challenges.
this is
Yes.
a big problem.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
now it's very rampant. It's no longer far fetched anymore. I mean, it's within.
Yeah.
It's not far from us anymore. And a lot of people feel like if I have a brother that has gone through this, what did you use for that your fertility issue that time? They want to just go straight and do
Want to
what the
compare
person yes and
themselves. Yeah.
all that. So,
Yeah.
well, why do you think that it's important that we even talk about this topic of everybody's fertility journey being unique or peculiar to them, and why is it necessary that we talk about it? Because we have a lot of people wondering why are we even talking about this in the first place. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. So it's very important. People need to realize that their own fertility journey is unique and personal to them. Because in our environment we see people comparing a lot. People compare information. Even
Yes.
though your situations might appear similar, you're both battling infertility,
Yeah.
you're both trying to conceive, but the underlying issues might be totally different.
Different.
The cause of the infertility might be totally different. Even for people that have the same supposed cause of infertility, the severity is different. The treatment approaches might be different. The circumstances are different. The resources that is available to this couple may be different from the resources available to you. So,
Yeah.
when you meet your doctors, all this is put into focus and into bearing, to decide on a treatment option for
For
you.
you.
So, and that's why it's very dangerous to compare.
So viewers, hope are noting that no matter how you feel people are having the same thing, everybody's case is peculiar to them. Even if you are twins,
Yes.
your cases could be peculiar. I mean, we've seen twins that maybe the other one is not having fertility issues and the
Yes.
other one is having fertility issues. So, or there are times that you can have sisters, one has a smooth ride and the other one has issues. And that's why you don't compare or you don't keep waiting. Since my sister has given birth, I know that me too, I will not struggle, I'll give birth. And then time is waning down the line and you're just watching and seeing things go the other way. Well, so that's the reason why we've actually thought it very necessary that we talk about this topic today. So, yes, I guess some baseline things that you can look out for when a couple visits for the first time that they're battling with fertility, struggling to conceive. Because you have this couple, maybe you're recommending an investigation for one, and this other one is saying, but when my friend came, they did not ask her for this one.
Exactly.
Oh yes,
That's all part of the comparison.
So what are some of these
That they do. Yes.
investigations, or what are the first thing that you recommend for couples when they come in first time. Okay, we've been trying to conceive maybe for 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Yeah, like
Yeah. So when the couple come in, we always encourage that they come in together, both the husband and the wife. Because especially in our environment, a lot of women want to come alone. Somehow the men feel it's the women that have issues, but we know that for the same percentage of time, infertility could be due to a problem with the man. And so it's important the couple come, together to see the doctor. So history has taking their medical history is very, very important, because even from the history, it can point you in the right direction to what could be causing the infertility. And then we do a physical examination and some investigations, some tests will be done to also help us pinpoint what the issues are, and this will help us know what the approach should be to the issues on ground. So they do test things like a pelvic scan. The man does a seminal fluid analysis. We do basic screening. We do hormonal testing, and depending on what we find, we'll now dictate further, testing beyond the routine that we do. We check different hormonal thyroid function tests. Some people might need to have a hysteroscopy. That will come just off from what we find on the scan. Some men will need to have scrotal scans. Some will need to have male their hormonals checked. So it depends on what we find. That's why we say no two journeys are the same. Yes, because your history is different. You might all be suffering from infertility, but what is causing infertility in this person might not be what is causing infertility in you. You could have two women having uterine fibroids. In a certain person's case, you could say, even with this fibroids, you should be able to get pregnant. And then this other woman was saying, oh, with this fibroids, it's very rarely or unlikely you'll be able to conceive. And you might need to have a fibroid surgery. And that's why we say people should not compare. People should just be open to the counsel their doctors give them. Yes, you could get some stories from your friends. And one thing is that we should realize that people tend to share only the positive aspects of treatment. Yes, they don't tell you about any previous failure. They don't tell you about the financial constraints or finances involved. They don't tell you about the emotional issues involved or the journey they've had to go through, the procedures they've had to go through. Some people just abbreviate or summarize the story. Oh, we came and we got our baby. They don't take you through all aspects of the journey. So that's why you should be open to the counsel your doctor gives you. Yes, whatever your friend or family member has told you is valid, but be open to what the doctor tells you, and know that this your own journey is personal to you and is individualized to you. It might not be similar to what the other person had to go through.
Okay, so while you were talking about some of the investigations, can you throw more light on when we have conditions that require further evaluation? Like you mentioned hysteroscopy. What are some of the things that some of the things that you find in your clients that will now want you to recommend hysteroscopy? Or for a man, what since it's not every man you have to have a scrotal scan or do some further investigations, what are possible things that you may find in a man that would want to probe further? Because just the way you mentioned, some of them will just put their line on the baseline. So when you start calling extra investigation, like another my friend didn't go for this, she said this, and so it's good that we also enlighten them so they know what the possible things that can actually preempt these further investigations that they actually might be recommended to have.
So for a man that you do the seminal fluid analysis and no sperm cells are seen, what we call in the medical term azoospermia. You want to know what is happening. Is it a problem of this testis, that's the organ where sperms are formed, not producing sperm, or is there an obstruction along the pathway that's not allowing the sperms to come out? So you want to evaluate further. One way you can know if the testis is still producing sperm is by doing a hormonal assay for this man. Yes, there are normal levels of the hormones that favor sperm production. Yes, and then you also want to do a scrotal scan. A scrotal scan will help you identify any structural abnormalities, things like varicocele, things like abnormalities in the testis itself, masses, hydrocele. All those things can impact on the sperm, and some of those things are amenable to surgical intervention. Yes, so that's for a man. Even a man that has very low sperm count or abnormalities in terms of the morphology, that's the appearance of the sperm, or in terms of the way the sperm move, or in terms of the number, severe abnormalities in any of these parameters will make you want to do further testing to see if you can find a cause that can be treated.
Yeah.
Yes, so
That's for
for a
the
man,
man.
yes. And then for hysteroscopy, a woman that is not seeing her period any longer, or a woman that, maybe she used to see her period for like 4 days, all of a sudden the flow has really reduced significantly.
Mm.
Yeah, you want to look at the lining, because that's the lining that builds up and sheds. A woman that's
Yes.
had a previous surgery, maybe fibroid surgery or a cesarean section, you also want to look at the lining closely. Or a woman that has had failed IVFs, that is, the cause is attributed to maybe the lining, endometrium.
Mm.
Egg, embryo qualities were good, and then
Mm.
pregnancy is still not happening.
Happening.
Yes, you want to look at that lining further. So hysteroscopy would be a good thing to do in all of these scenarios.
Scenarios.
Yeah.
So viewers, hope we are noting that when they recommend some of these investigations, it's not just that somebody just wants to make you to spend money. It's just to further check what could be wrong, so that if something is actually wrong, solutions can actually be preferred that would increase your chances of conception. Because I mean, the goal of you coming to see a specialist is because you also want to achieve conception. And so if they are recommending investigations that they feel might just give us an idea of what might just
And sometimes
change the
the
thing.
sometimes the investigations are not even to find a problem. It's just to be sure that there's no problem.
Yeah.
Yes, because you do a scan sometimes and the lining looks okay, but there's some things the scan does not see.
Feel.
Yeah, so you might even want to do a hysteroscope to just be sure that this lining is really
fine.
okay. Yes. So the absence of a pathology, it also helps the treatment. The absence of finding something wrong also helps the treatment. You know that okay, this is okay. Yes. So it's not compulsory that you must find something wrong. Not finding something wrong at least reassures everybody that this is okay.
Fine,
Exactly. Yes.
So in such a case, even when IVF fails, you go back to drawing board. You're like, okay, even when they did this, it was fine. So you might want to look somewhere else to check what might possibly be wrong. And that's why sometimes when you do the investigation, for instance, hysteroscopy, and they say everything is fine.
Why
why did you have to do it?
Yeah,
exactly.
The fact that we've ascertained that everything is fine also helps the treatment.
Yes.
You mustn't always find something wrong.
Exactly. Well, no, we'll be happy if we don't even find something wrong.
Yes.
So that you know that you have some hope. Your chances of succeeding are higher when everything looks okay. So yes, you have in the course of hysteroscopy, there are some people like that they might have noticed maybe a growth. Maybe I'm sure that sometimes when the doctors they scan, they might see some abnormalities that they don't understand. And the scan will not reveal what that growth
exactly
is.
It just shows that there's something there.
Yes.
You don't really know, is it a fibroid, is it a polyps? Sometimes you might not really be able to tell on the scan.
Yeah.
But when you do a hysteroscopy, you're able to tell.
And then it's better
and then it's addressed. Yes.
So these are some of the things that you actually could stand to gain with more of these investigations. Well, are there some lifestyle that actually hamper people's fertility? Because a lot of people sometimes they just live anyhow and they just feel like everything is fine. It's not this one. I have a friend that took all these things and nothing went through. So my case no go different, or not my for my head it goes start. All those kind of things, and then just go ahead and live anyhow. I'm sure that you've also had some women that will complain to you that talk to my husband, or he's drinking too much and all those things. Well, so are there some lifestyle of people that could actually
lifestyle impacts on fertility? Yes, lifestyle in terms of weight. People that are overweight, obese, especially for a woman, it affects the hormones, and this can disrupt ovulation. You see some people very obese, they don't even menstruate any longer. So irregular ovulation and ovulation means they're not even releasing, they're not releasing eggs. So it can impact because it disrupts the hormones. So usually even at the evaluation, people that we do BMI, body mass index, and we encourage people to try to get within their optimal weight bracket. Even a 5 to 10% reduction in weight can impact so much on fertility.
Wow.
Yes, even for the man, being overweight, obese can impact on sperm production. And even when you're underweight, so it's not overweight, women that are overweight, underweight, some people that are really severely underweight, maybe malnourished and all that, some of them don't even menstruate any longer. Yes, so weight is very important. Other lifestyle like smoking damages the sperm. So it's very important. Smoking is one of the lifestyle that when you stop, we can even see some improvement in the sperm and all that. So smoking. For drinking, if you drink heavily, it impacts on the sperm, impacts on the hormones, both for a woman, and a man. So a lot of lifestyle, adequate, proper nutrition, very important. Some of these minerals, vitamins that you get from diet also help in spermatogenesis,
Mm.
helps in the normal regulation of the menstrual cycle and so
Yeah.
on. So lifestyle is a very big factor. Yes, even stress, but it will really be very
Extreme.
chronic stress, and then
Mm.
maybe in conjunction with other factors. But
Factors.
we know that all that can impact on fertility.
Those guys are like the very tight on this
Okay,
for
yes,
men.
putting your
All
phones
these
near your,
extreme
yes, near your
gymmers.
scrotum and all that can damage the sperm.
Hmm.
Very true. Yes.
So it's a lot. It's a lot with respect to fertility. A
Yeah.
lot is actually involved in fertility, and sometimes you can't close your eye or just live anyhow. You
Yeah.
really never know if you'll be a victim of
Yes. We know
infertility.
some people that have an ovulation, they're not menstruating, they're not ovulating regularly. Even just loss, weight reduction
Yeah,
can improve that, and they can even conceive spontaneously.
continuously.
And that's
Wow.
why treatments are different. Some people might just need some counseling and some change to their lifestyle changes, and the woman conceives spontaneously. Others might need just some drugs to help the ovaries to ovulate, to
Yeah.
induce ovulation, and then their problem is solved. But others with bilateral tubal occlusion blockage, might need an IVF.
I was
Some,
actually
yes,
getting to that point because I was like, is IVF always the answer to all fertility issues?
no,
Because you're already
yes. So
getting
IVF is
there.
not always the answer, because it
Mm.
depends. What are the fertility issues? What
Issues.
are the challenges? What
Mm.
is the problem? That's why that question must be answered first. What is the most effective treatment in that
Mm.
circumstance? May not be an IVF. It might just be a change in lifestyle. It might
Mm.
just be giving drugs to induce ovulation. It might just be, giving supplements to further boost the man's sperm. So IVF is not always the answer. It depends on what the underlying issues are.
Because that's one thing I feel sometimes puts people that fear in people. They are so
To
scared to even
come, they
come and
think it
check.
must always be
Yes,
IVF.
I don't want them
Exactly.
to tell me that.
Yes,
And
I
then
need an IVF. Yes. Yes.
so even though IVF is not wrong, but a lot of Africans, Nigerians are yet to come to terms with IVF. Even those people that come to terms with it, they still try to hold it. They don't want people to know that I conceived through
To
IVF
IVF.
and all of
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
that fear puts them away, sort of scares them away from coming to actually seek attention, and that's not the best. So if you're watching me right now and you've been scared of coming to see a fertility specialist, what are your fears? Maybe we could talk about what your fears are. You
Yeah.
can you actually, if you feel you have the fear, you can book an online consultation. Let's just talk, maybe,
Yeah.
and let's have a talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's know what your fears are.
Yeah.
Maybe we might be able to raise your hopes or
Yeah.
give you
And
the
dissuade some
courage.
of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So you could
Yeah. So people should just know that IVF is not the only fertility treatment available. There are different kinds of fertility treatment. So it must not always end with an IVF.
maybe
Yes.
okay. So well, so now with when you see your clients, how are you able to pinpoint the right treatment for each person you see? Like, okay, situations that warrant, maybe we feel this is for someone that age is a factor. I mean, just how do you eventually categorize the various kind of treatment that might be um, perfect for a particular client or a particular couple?
Yeah. So taking their whole medical history, like you mentioned, age is a
Mm,
very important factor in fertility, both for
mm,
a man and for a woman,
yeah.
because we know that the treatment you might offer a couple that is young in their early 20s, going to early 30s, would be
Mm,
different from the treatment you offer to a couple, especially the woman in her late 30s and 40s, because we know that with age, ovarian reserve, the amount of viable eggs, good quality eggs a woman has
yeah.
reduces.
Mm,
Yes, so that will also determine the kind of treatment you offer to them. So a lot of factors goes into preferring a treatment option for a client. We talked about the medical history, their physical health,
yeah.
are there background medical issues, diabetes, thyroid issues? Does she have a fibroid? Has she had a previous surgery?
Mm-hmm.
What are the issues? Does she have blocked tubes? What's the man's sperm like? So a lot of a lot of things come into play before you now offer a treatment pathway for the couple,
For
and then we
them.
get their input too, because it's not just offering the pathway, Is it something they're able to do?
Mm.
There are other couples that you have to bring into play, things like location. There are some people that are not domiciled in Nigeria. The
Yeah.
partners don't live together. So you
Yes.
have to put so many things together. So we do this in consultation with the clients. They have an input to make.
Yeah.
And then together we now come to an agreement on the way the treatment should go.
Wow. So viewers, so you can see that there's a lot actually comes to play with respect to the particular or specific treatment that is peculiar to you. Somebody can be young, and if she feels like, sorry, I don't want to wait, let's just go ahead. There are people that actually just come to you, and even when you feel like give it time, they just outrightly say, I want
Yeah,
to go for
everybody
IVF. I don't want to
exactly.
waste time.
Yeah, exactly. Circumstances, situations
Mm-hmm.
differ, finances differ.
Yeah.
People that maybe they're not in the same country.
Mm-hmm.
You've evaluated them. There might not be an obvious reason why they're not getting pregnant. It might
Pregnant.
just be
Yeah.
an instance of just trying for a bit more. But they say
Yes.
they want a child now. This is
Mm.
our situation. This is how we've projected our life, and they
Yes.
have the means to. Yes, they can
Go
have
ahead.
an assisted fertility treatment.
Mm.
But some other couples that have the time to wait
Yeah.
and they're young, you can say, okay, let's try for the next 6 months. Let's see what
And
happens.
see.
Yes, so you can't not no one way. There a lot of
Yes.
things come into
Into
play,
play. So
into
even
consideration.
while in this process of fertility journey, age, I know age plays a role. Let's talk a bit about age and a woman's fertility prospects, even when
Okay.
she even tries IVF, success and all with respect to her age. Let's
Yeah.
talk a bit about
Yeah,
it
so for a
before we
woman,
round up.
age is very important in fertility.
Mm.
The younger the woman, the higher the chances of her succeeding, either with spontaneous pregnancies or
Mm.
with fertility treatments.
Yeah.
So the younger the woman, the better the chance. And that's why you see us saying, if you are in your early 30s, if you are above 35 years of age, once you've tried for 6 months and you're not conceiving spontaneously, please see your fertility doctor. Don't wait, because we know that from about the age of 35,
Yeah.
the ovarian reserve starts declining for a woman,
Mm.
declines markedly for a woman. So but a woman that is in her early 30s or even 20s, yes, she might have the opportunity to wait a bit. But a woman after the age of 35, talk more of a woman in her early 40s.
Mm.
You get pregnant, you get married, you should be seeing your fertility doctors to know what your options are.
Ah.
Yeah, because we know the chances of spontaneous pregnancy at this age is very low.
Mm.
Yeah, so age is very paramount. Even for a man, though for a
Mm-hmm.
man, age sets in later, but we know
Yeah.
that with age too, sperm begins to
Quality.
decline. Yeah, sperm
I
quality
mean,
begins to
so
decline.
I know recent research have shown that once a man is over 35, they can also have babies too that could have some of these congenital
Yeah, yeah,
anomalies. So it means that age plays a major role, and that's why
yes.
you can't afford to keep staying
And saying you're
and
waiting,
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 or you
waiting.
can't afford to keep staying and
Yeah.
doing try and error, trying what other people have done, what they've tried, medication they tried. So now they will exchange supplements. Which supplement did you take? Please get this one. I'm trying to conceive. Instead of it to say fertility
Yeah.
specialist, you are busy buying all sorts of supplements to take
Herbal
for years.
concoction.
And
Someone
I
talked
mean,
about the herbal concoctions and so on. And even
yeah.
for a woman, sometimes it's painful when you hear some of these stories. Someone has waited for 20 years.
Oh,
And in that time, she now has no eggs. She has now
yes.
developed fibroids. She's developed hypertension,
Wow.
other issues that complicates the whole process as setting.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
So
really
it's
sad.
it's it's a lot, and that's why we keep emphasizing on age and the waiting period. You really don't have to keep waiting. Seek help
Yeah,
early. Even
yes,
if you think you are going to use donor eggs, the younger you are, the better your
better.
chances are of having a pregnancy that would hopefully go smooth. Yes, nobody
Yeah,
is saying that the fact that someone is young they can't have complications with pregnancy, but it's not as it will be lesser compared to as a woman is
advanced
aging
stage.
at
Yeah,
advanced age. Yes,
yeah.
I know we've talked about advanced age and what we refer to that on this platform. So a lot goes on with fertility with age, and we cannot stop talking about it. So we keep reawakening whatever is sleeping in you that is
Our
making you wait.
consciousness.
Yes, we'll keep putting it in your consciousness so
Yeah,
that you know that you don't have time as you think you
yeah.
do. You don't have the luxury of time. Yes, time when you're aging is no longer a luxury. You can't afford to keep waiting or wasting time. So as we wrap up today, Dr. Deborah, what's your counsel to people generally with respect to how individuals have their peculiar treatments? They shouldn't compare their journey.
Yeah, people shouldn't compare because when you compare, the Bible even says that people that compare themselves with people that compare themselves with each other are not wise. They are fools. You can't compare yourself with anybody. You're unique. Your own journey is personal and unique to you. And like we've mentioned, a lot of things makes your journey different from other people's journey, no matter how similar you think your journeys are.
Ah,
Yes, so it's good that you listen to whatever counsel your fertility specialist has given to you, and then you make an informed choice. Choose the best counsel you've been given. Don't compare your journey with anybody. People will not always tell you the whole story. Unfortunately, they will never tell you the whole story.
true.
Someone might not even tell you the truth. Knowing our environment, our society, people tend to hide a lot of
Yes,
information. Yes,
yes.
because well, it's personal to them. They might not want to share it with you, and that's why you should be open to the counsel that your doctor gives you when you
Gives
come. I think that's just my counsel for them.
counsel.
They should be open to the counsel they're giving and know that their journey is unique to them and personal to them.
To them. Yeah. So I hope we've noted that so much has been said by Dr. Deborah. So we need not reiterate. All is as precise as it can be. We have a question coming in from Dauda Victoria. She's asking that why do people still fail IVF after spending money?
Yeah,
That's a
well,
hearty
yeah,
question.
yeah. I know it's painful. Not just money, what of the time, resources, the sometimes discomfort you have to go through. But
Yeah.
like we always tell our clients, IVF is not 100%, successful. Success rate for IVF is between 30 to 35% worldwide.
Mm.
Yeah. And why you need to spend money so that the best can be done for you. Like we talked about evaluations here. A lot of clients want to shy away from evaluations.
Mm.
They were like, I want to have an IVF. Yes, we know you want to have an IVF. Let's evaluate so
Yeah.
that we can do the best for you. Whatever are the issues that could lean us towards failing, the IVF failing, we can try to correct most of them as much as we can. Yes, I know sometimes even after doing this, IVF still fails.
Yes.
Yeah, in that circumstance, yeah, it's unfortunate, it's sad, but we still encourage. We still encourage. Research has shown that success rate for IVF increases with each attempt. The lowest success rate for IVF is at the first attempt. Many people succeed after more than one attempt. So please don't be discouraged. We know it's not easy, but don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Still be hopeful. And we know that as you listen to your doctor's counsel, as you try again, we know that it will happen for you.
So, Victoria, I hope that answers your question. Thank you for asking. We hope that if it's you or if you're asking for someone somehow, someday, very soon, not long from now, we hope they're able to achieve their fertility dream. It's sad that people spend a lot of this money and still you cannot still be guaranteed
Yeah,
that.
that's how
I
life is
mean,
sometimes. There are no
yeah,
guarantee. Life is just a journey, is a risk. There's no 100%
guarantees.
guarantees for a lot of things.
Yes.
People think I'll get married and be happy. You
Mm-hmm.
could get married and not be happy.
Yes,
So there
exactly.
nobody you
You
can't just
just
stay
keep
where you are. You
hoping.
must keep hoping and take that leap
Yes.
of
Mm-hmm.
faith. So every journey, an IVF journey is a journey of faith, is a journey of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so many times it ends in happy tears, successes, and so on. So because you know that people still get successes, from it,
Yes.
that's why you should be hopeful that your own success will come. Yeah.
So it's just like when people are ill, the fact that they spend a lot of money
And
is still not 100% that whatever cure they are trying to get can actually be that. And IVF is assisting conception.
yeah.
It's not 100%. You can just keep hoping that while you are
Yeah.
trying, somehow, yes, you are able to achieve conception and hope for the best. So just keep an open mind, and we hope that you achieve your fertility dreams soon. Thank you so much, Dr. Deborah. We had a good time
Thank you
with you
for
today.
having me, Ruth. Always a
Thank you.
pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers, for staying tuned with us. We had a good time with you. Thank you for always engaging us. We see you all. Continue to stay tuned, continue to like, share, continue to look forward to all our notifications on our various social media handles. Continue to stay tuned, watch our videos, like our posts, and we hope to bring more to you as the days goes by. But for now, we hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.